let's start with just the way this is going to be presented virtually. It's
right.
What is that? How is that different in previous conventions? It's not going to be quite as easy to get all fired up, is it? Watching these things virtually, it's almost like the sporting events. They pipe in, when someone hits a home run, they pipe in some music. I'm like, wow, this is great, but maybe they need to pipe something in. Maybe a laugh track in this case. No. I didn't mean it. Go ahead.
It's kind of like the way that I'm doing my lectures at Harvard. I mean, I'm just hoping for the best in a way, and it's very hard to co-create the atmosphere when there's no audience out there. And so the result is we're all kind of getting used to this in one way. I mean, what's it like doing the show when you actually don't have the community of people all around you? And I mean, it's very different, isn't it? It's become a very different discipline, hasn't it?
Yes. Let's get to the actual substance of what's happening. So, do you put Bernie on first to get him out of the way? This isn't really what we want to do. Relax. We're not going here. Or do you put him on first because this is the heart and soul of the Democratic Party at this point? What's going on there?
Well, they put him on first because a lot of people wanted him to be the Democratic nominee, and they want to keep those people around. They don't want those people all to split, and so they want to make sure that they understand that Bernie Sanders has a real voice in this deal, and he's important enough that he's going to kick the whole thing off with a fire and brimstone speech about fairness and about the future of America and capitalism and all the stuff you and I know and love.
I mean, Arthur, we saw what happened. We're not stupid. I mean, he when it looked like he was going to be the nominee, Joe Biden was left for he was nowhere until that comeback that he had. And the reason was people looked and said, "Oh my God, we might run Bernie Sanders." So why even pretend to embrace that extreme ideology?
Well, they're basically trying to have their cake and eat it too. And this is a very typical thing in politics. Republicans would do the same thing. But the Democrats looked back and they saw two examples. They saw Jeremy Corbyn take over the Labour Party in the UK with disastrous long-term political results. And they saw Donald Trump take over the Republican Party 4 years earlier with the results that they didn't like either. So the result was they said, well, let's try to continue to be mainstream, but let's keep trying to keep the people who really like Bernie Sanders around. And this is their attempt to do it. The only empirical question is going to be, does it work? And who knows?
Well, it's going as the week goes on. I'm just interested in how each speaker threads that needle between, wanting to bring this economy back and wanting to be compassionate, as you always hear from, that we're going to have a lot more government. I'm hesitant. I don't know which party is which in terms of government spending anymore. I was going to say a lot more government spending, but a lot more social spending. More social spending in the case of Democrats. I'm not sure that it always gets to where it's intended. But what are we going to see? Are we going to see a fiscally responsible Democratic Party, or are we going to be? It's going to be just a huge giveaway for college and health care for all. How are they going to walk that line?
Well, tons of promises, I mean, nobody gets up in a convention and says, I'm not just going to do stuff. I'm going to sit here. No, they get up and they make all kinds of crazy promises at conventions. That's what conventions are all about. That's the festive atmosphere. But basically, they're going to start off, they're going to talk about how if you elect Joe Biden president of the United States, that COVID is going to become manageable and managed, and labor markets are going to come back and 1,000 flowers are going to bloom. Just elect this guy, and the COVID problem is going to recede dramatically because it will be managed better. They're going to go back to the old fairness. The billionaires and millionaires have to pay their fair share. They're going to go back to that. We heard a lot of that during the Obama administration. That's going to come back in a big way. And there's just going to be a million promises for the expansion of the welfare state, of social welfare benefits in America today. And people are just going to have to decide, are these things believable? Are they affordable? And is this the country that we actually want? And that's going to be the big question.